And we're calling it radical notation is when you see the radical, right? That's radical. And rational or exponential notation is when you see it raised to a fraction as a power. That's called exponential. So notice when I'm raising it, like notice these two. We'll get to the one on the right in a minute. But notice that where the index of the radical goes when you're raising it to a fraction as a power. Where does the index go? Here. The index is in the denominator, right? As you're converting from one to the other, the index goes there. The power you're raising it to goes in the numerator. There. So what this thing says, just the way it's written here, it's actually saying a to the m raised to the 1 over n power. But how do you simplify when you raise a power to a power? What's the operation between those two? Right? If I say a squared raised to the 3rd power, you do multiply, right? That's a to the 6th. Well, it's the same thing here. If I say a to the m being raised to the 1 over n power, that is where we get the m times 1 over n is the m over n. Okay. But it would be the same thing if I did it like this. If I said a to the 1 over n and then raised that to the m power, effectively it's the same thing. Right? When I multiply 1 over n times m, I still get this. That's what this is right here. Right? Now we're saying let's take the nth root of a and then we'll raise it to the mth power. It doesn't matter. We actually find it useful sometimes to write it like this, and sometimes we'll find it useful to write it like that. But it's the same thing. The index doesn't change. It's just a matter of whether the power you're raising it to is inside the radical or outside the radical.